Girls do this when flirting with a guy they think is good looking. Leave a like on the video my love, and if you are new to the channel, subscribe to receive new advice. Do this to help the channel continue to grow. Leaving a like is all I ask as a gift. Hey there, it's Pamela Raquel. Have you ever noticed certain behaviors from girls that make you wonder if they're just being friendly or if there's more to it? Today, we're diving into the flirtatious world of attraction, specifically what girls do when they're flirting with a guy they find good looking. We'll explore those little actions and subtle hints that might be easy to miss but speak volumes about her interest in you. Before we go on, if you're curious about improving your dating skills, why not book a free 60-minute strategy call with one of our coaches? Just click the link below. Now, let's get into it. Strategic awkwardness. Now I know what you're thinking, awkwardness is the last thing you want in a flirty encounter, right? But hear me out, because a little bit of deliberate awkwardness can actually work wonders when it comes to building attraction. You see, when a girl is feeling nervous or unsure around a guy she likes, she might start to exhibit some slightly awkward behaviors. Maybe she'll stumble over her words a bit or accidentally knock over her drink. But here's the thing, these little moments of awkwardness aren't actually mistakes, they're carefully crafted opportunities for you to swoop in and save the day. By creating these small awkward moments, she's giving you the chance to show off your confidence and charm. If you can smoothly recover from a spilled drink or a fumbled sentence, you'll instantly prove that you're the kind of guy who can handle anything that comes his way. Plus, these moments of shared awkwardness create a sense of intimacy and connection between you and her. It's like you're both in on a little secret, and that can be incredibly bonding. So, the next time a girl seems to be a little bit awkward around you, don't write her off as a lost cause. Instead, see it as an opportunity to step up and show her what you're made of. Strategic interruptions. This is a technique that women use to create physical contact and build intimacy in a way that feels natural and unforced. Here's how it works. When you're deep in conversation with a girl, she might suddenly interrupt you by touching your arm or shoulder. It's like she's so excited about what you're saying that she just can't help but reach out and make contact. Now, on the surface, this might seem like a purely friendly gesture, but trust me, there's more to it than meets the eye. When a girl interrupts you with a touch, she's sending a clear signal that she's comfortable being physical with you, and that's a big deal when it comes to flirting. Plus, these little interruptions create a sense of intimacy and connection between you and her. It's like she's saying, I'm so into this conversation that I just can't keep my hands to myself. Of course, it's important to read her body language and make sure that she's comfortable with physical contact before you reciprocate, but if she seems open to it, don't be afraid to return the favor with a light touch of your own. Soft gaze lowering. This is a technique that women have been using for centuries to signal their interest and create a sense of intimacy with a potential partner. Here's how it works. When you're talking to a girl, she might suddenly lower her gaze for a moment before looking back up at you through her lashes. It's a subtle move, but it's incredibly powerful. You see, when a girl lowers her gaze like this, it's a sign of vulnerability and submission. She's essentially saying, I trust you enough to take my eyes off you for a moment, and that's a big deal in the world of flirting. Plus, when she looks back up at you through her lashes, it creates a sense of intimacy and connection. It's like she's inviting you into her world and giving you a glimpse of her true self. Now, it's important to note that not all gaze lowering is created equal. If a girl is constantly looking down or avoiding eye contact altogether, that's probably a sign that she's not interested. But if she's giving you those soft, flirty glances, that's a clear green light to keep the conversation going. Artful ignorance. This is when a girl pretends not to know something in order to give you the opportunity to teach or explain it to her. Now, I know what you're thinking, isn't playing dumb a bit of a turn-off? And sure, if a girl is constantly acting like she doesn't know anything, that can get old fast. But when used sparingly and strategically, artful ignorance can be a powerful flirting tool. You see, when a girl asks you to explain something to her, she's essentially giving you the chance to show off your knowledge and expertise. And let's be real, there's nothing sexier than a man who knows his stuff. Plus, when you're teaching her something new, it creates a sense of intimacy and connection between you. It's like you're letting her into your world and sharing a part of yourself with her. Of course, it's important to make sure that you're not mansplaining or talking down to her, but if you can strike the right balance between confidence and humility, artful ignorance can be a great way to build attraction and keep the conversation flowing. So, the next time a girl seems confused about something, don't be afraid to step up and offer your wisdom. You might just be surprised at how much she appreciates it. Are you inspired by today's video? Take the next step and book a free strategy call. This isn't just about basic dating tips, it's about building a foundation for genuine and confident interactions with women. You'll learn from seasoned coaches who understand the nuances of dating and can guide you towards making lasting impressions. Reserve your free call by clicking the link in the pinned comment. Haptic signaling with objects. Alright, let's talk about a flirting technique that's a little bit more advanced: haptic signaling with objects. This is when a girl uses her hands and the way she interacts with objects to send subtle messages about her interest and attraction. For example, let's say you're out at a bar and you notice a girl playing with her straw in a particularly sensual way. She might be running her fingers up and down the straw or even putting it in her mouth and biting down gently. This is a clear sign that she's feeling flirty and wants to draw your attention to her lips. Or maybe you're at a restaurant and you notice a girl handling her menu in a delicate, almost sensual way. She might be running her fingers along the edges of the pages or even tracing the words with her fingertips. This is a way of showing you that she's in touch with her senses and knows how to appreciate the finer things in life. Now, it's important to note that not all object play is necessarily flirtatious. Sometimes people just fidget with things when they're nervous or bored. But if you notice a girl consistently using objects in a sensual or suggestive way, that's definitely a sign that she's trying to catch your eye. So, the next time you're out and about, pay attention to the way the women around you are interacting with objects. You might just pick up on some subtle cues that could lead to something more. Intentional forgetting. Next up, let's talk about a flirting technique that's both clever and a little bit sneaky. This is when a girl accidentally leaves something behind in your presence, like a scarf or a phone, in order to create an excuse to see you again. Now, I know what you're thinking, isn't that a bit manipulative? And sure, if a girl is constantly leaving things behind and expecting you to be her personal lost and found, that's not cool. But when used sparingly and with good intentions, intentional forgetting can be a cute way to keep the conversation going. Think about it, if a girl leaves her scarf at your place, she's essentially giving you a reason to reach out and return it to her. And when you do, you'll have the perfect opportunity to ask her out for coffee or dinner. Plus, intentional forgetting shows that she's thinking about you even when you're not around. It's like she's leaving a little piece of herself behind, just to make sure you don't forget about her. Of course, it's important to make sure that you're not reading too much into things. Sometimes people just forget stuff, and it doesn't necessarily mean they're into you. But if you notice a girl consistently leaving things behind in your presence, it's definitely worth paying attention to. Dramatic pauses in speech. Alright, let's talk about one final flirting technique that's sure to leave you intrigued: dramatic pauses in speech. This is when a girl uses strategic pauses and silences in conversation to create a sense of anticipation and tension. Here's how it works. When you're talking to a girl and she's really into you, she might start to slow down her speech and add in some dramatic pauses. It's like she's savoring every word and letting the tension build between you. For example, she might say something like, "I had the most amazing time last night, with you." That pause in the middle is a way of drawing you in and making you hang on her every word. Or maybe she'll ask you a question and then pause for a few seconds before answering it herself. This is a way of creating a sense of intimacy and connection, like you're both in on a secret that no one else knows about. Now, it's important to note that not all pauses are created equal. If a girl is constantly trailing off or seeming unsure of what she wants to say, that's probably a sign of nervousness or disinterest. But if she's using pauses strategically and with confidence, that's a clear sign that she's trying to create a sense of chemistry between you. If you've made it this far, my love, comment below with the word 100% or something else to let me know, to confirm that you've received the knowledge from the video so far. For more interesting topics, subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video and share it later. Let's continue. Men always miss the 16 signs she is sexually attracted to you. Sometimes it can be hard to figure out if somebody is attracted to you, especially women, as they tend to hide it better than men. So, we've made it a lot easier for you by listing these signs that show she is sexually attracted to you. Here we go, like and subscribe. Music. Eye contact. When someone has feelings for you, they will make direct eye contact with you when they are talking to you or even listening to you in a crowd of people. This gesture allows you to see that they are giving you their undivided attention and they are actively listening to every word you have to say. This also works when it comes to sexual attraction too. Now, women know that eye contact drives men wild, so when she's looking at you over the rim of her glass while she takes a sip, let me tell you, it's definitely intentional. A giggle, just like they do in the movies, girls will giggle when they are around someone that they are sexually attracted to, even if they can't explain why they do it or where it came from. It's like a small part of our brains malfunction, and we turn to jelly when an attractive guy comes close to us. Closeness. A woman who is sexually attracted to you will try her best to close the space between the two of you without making it look obvious. She will start to scoot a little closer if you are sitting beside each other or take a step closer if you are standing. She will do this to subconsciously let you know she is into you and gives her consent to you, then making the first move in touching her or leaning in. The questions. Women always like to ask questions, and quite often, it is seen as being too nosy or a little bit naggy. But really, she is asking you questions to get information from you to help her later on in the relationship. Now, women love to retain information, and everything you tell her she will deem as important. The more she likes you, the more important she believes all these tiny details about you are. Now, that random conversation you had 3 weeks ago about how much you like that one actor in a movie from your childhood, she will remember that. Staring. Surprisingly to some, women think about sex just as often as men do, although they are a lot more visual with their desires. So, when you catch her staring at you, or glancing over at you every so often, chances are she is thinking about all of the naughty things the two of you could do together. When a woman is sexually attracted to you, her imagination runs wild, and the more comfortable she is with you, the more you will see that side of her. Biting her lip. Sometimes it could be a nervous thing, but sometimes it could be a very intentional thing. But a woman who is sexually attracted to you often bites or licks her lips when she's around you. This draws your attention to her lips, where you would then start to imagine kissing her, which is exactly what she wants you to think about. The more you think about it, the more likely you are to lean in and plant the first kiss, playing into her plan. Playing with her hair. I know in all of the movies the girls will giggle and twirl their hair around their finger, but this is a real thing that women do when they are attracted to a guy. It helps distract them from any nerves they may be feeling, but also helps them show off their luscious looks to the man of their desires. It gives off a vibe of innocence, which men love to feed off, so women will utilize this to their advantage. Touch. A woman who is sexually attracted to you will find any excuse to touch you, of course, within consensual guidelines. She might touch your arm when she laughs at something you are saying, as this is a way that she will be able to feel your muscles but also initiate contact. She could lean her legs against yours if you are sitting next to each other as a way to close any space between the two of you and burst your personal space bubble. Or she could simply reach out and grab your hands at any time to let you know subconsciously that she's thinking about you and wants you to be close to her. Copycat. When you spend a lot of time with people, you tend to adopt their characteristics and mannerisms. This is no exception when you are around someone that you have feelings for and that you find attractive. A woman who is attracted to you will start to mirror the tiny gestures you do to subconsciously let you know that the two of you are made for each other and she has feelings for you. This will trick your brain into thinking that you spend a lot of time together, and therefore, must enjoy the time spent. Anxious. Sometimes, if a woman feels attracted to you, these feelings may make her nervous or anxious. Then, she will fidget with little things around her. For instance, if she gets nervous around you, she may pick at her nails or the hem of her sleeve. We fidget with things to distract our brain from overthinking and regulate our nervous system. So, if you notice that she can't stand or sit still for a period of time when she's around you and often fidgets with things in touching distance, take it as a compliment that she is nervous around you and she definitely likes you. Smile. Quite simply, if a woman is around you all the time and finds you attractive, then she will smile almost all of the time. It's quite impossible to not smile when you are around people who make you feel happy. So, the more she smiles when she's around you, the more she likes you. Appearance. When a woman is sexually attracted to a man, she will take extra care when it comes to her appearance. For example, the color red is often linked to lust and sexuality. If she is attracted to you, she will find a way to incorporate this color into her outfit in order for you to see it and subconsciously start to think about it in a good way. This could be a red dress or something as simple as red nails or even red lipstick. The idea is, as soon as you see this color on her, then your subconscious mind will start to be sexually attracted to her. Shyness. Some men love to be around shy women, and women know this. With that in mind, some women will pretend to act shy to lure men in and grasp their attention. Now, of course, she could be shy because she is shy, but she could be acting coy to get your attention and to reel you in. Friends. We all know that women love to gossip, and when it comes to someone that she is attracted to, then of course her friends will know about this too. If you happen to meet any of her friends, pay attention to the little comments that they make, as I'm sure they will drop hints on her behalf about how she is attracted to you. If she's told her friends about you, then it must mean that this is an important thing. Hard to get. Some women will play hard to get a guy that they are attracted to because they think this will capture his attention faster and keep him interested and on his toes. Now, this of course differs from person to person, and sometimes neither party wants to play games with each other as it is a waste of time. So, maybe if she is unpredictable and her behavior around you, this then is a good sign that she is trying to play hard to get and trying to get your attention. Communication. A woman who is sexually attracted to you will do her best to communicate with you in the simplest of forms to prevent any confusion. She will try to make sure that you are both on the same page from the beginning so that neither person feels they are wasting their time and effort. So, pay attention to what she is saying to you because she is not talking in riddles, she's being honest. Now, women are not as complicated as you probably first thought, and they feel pretty open and honest about what they want and also how they feel. So, if you know what signs to look for, the whole dating scene can be very easy and stress-free for both parties. So now, take some time to see if the woman that you think likes you does any of these little tells. See if you can spot some of these signs and let us know in the comments. We would love to hear your thoughts. Maybe you think she's doing something to let you know she likes you, tell us and we would try to decipher it for you. If you've made it this far, my love, comment below with the word 100% or something else to let me know, to confirm that you've received the knowledge from the video so far. For more interesting topics, subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video and share it later. Let's continue. 12 subconscious signs she wants you, body language signals that reveal her attraction to you. Is there a female in your life who is being coy and hard to get? Not to worry, it's not as difficult to figure out if she likes you as you might imagine. Just knowing which precise tiny indications to watch for is the trick. Now, according to a recent psychological study, men are more likely to perceive a behavior as flirtatious and seductive than women are when they observe the same behavior. Men frequently misinterpret women's messages. However, we don't want you to miss a promising opportunity, so to help make this type of communication easier, we're going to give you the signs that she likes you. I hope you're ready, like and subscribe. She lets you know that she's available. She may be very forward by asking you about your relationship status, but she still needs to find a way to let you know that she's single. A girl will tell you if she's not in a relationship just to see how you respond. It could be, "Oh, I'm not actually on any dating apps," or the blatant, "I'm really sick of being single." By discussing dating and her most recent adventures, or grumbling about the people she is seeing, she will want to make it clear that she is open to meeting new people. The latter is her way of letting you know that, despite the attention she is receiving, she is interested in you and is hoping that you will take that hint. Before checking for any hints, you need to chat with her for 10 minutes. A 10-minute flirtation period was allowed for participants in a recent study. Now, these people were recorded on camera, and after it was determined whether or not they were flirting when they were interviewed. The study team discovered that early in the conversation, all signs of interest were meaningless. After at least 4 minutes of conversation, if the lady maintained the same signs repeatedly, it indicated genuine interest. Women, for example, seemed to relax as the talking progressed. When someone was interested, they tended to tilt their heads, made more hand signals, and adjusted their clothing. Because of this, it's important to engage a woman in conversation for a few minutes before attempting to read any level-related cues that she may be giving off. Keep an eye on her mannerisms. Although a girl will make an effort to hide her body language, I know, makes it very difficult for you, doesn't it? But if you look for it, you can spot the indications. If you see her glancing in the mirror, she could be preening for her reflection, perhaps specifically for you. Now, preening is the act of making oneself look good when one is with another person. Open body language is another indication to watch for. She does this by facing you and pointing her feet in your direction, when intentionally turning her head to the side and grinning at you. If she is crushing hard, she most likely cannot help it. She could even pull her stomach in while pushing her chest out and pulling her shoulders back. She has dilated pupils. When you talk to her, pay great attention to her eyes. Are her pupils large and round, or small and pointed? A lady will reveal slight physical changes when she feels closer to you. Your brain releases oxytocin and dopamine in reaction to physiological responses like sexual arousal or desire, and this has an impact on our pupil size. It may be a sign that a lady is content and at peace when her pupils widen and enlarge. It's possible that you are approaching her more, and that she's beginning to feel drawn to you. You will notice she's interested in the girls around you. Her interest in knowing about your social life is likely motivated by more than simple curiosity. A girl who is interested in you will try to determine whether you are seeing anyone else right now. She'll probably become curious if she notices you snooping around your girlfriends and inquire about them. If she does, subtle comments such as, "So, how long have you two been dating?" or sly remarks such as, "You two look great together," are a few examples of how a girl can make an effort to try to understand the nature of your relationships with other ladies. There is a change in her voice. Take note of a woman's voice when you first meet her. If you notice a gradual rise or decrease in her vocal tone, it can be a sign that she's drawn to you. We regularly change our vocal tones in everyday speaking situations in an effort to stand out from the crowd. When we are drawn to someone, our voices become quieter, louder, or more intense. So try to pick up on those little changes in her voice as you talk to her more. She can be telling you more through her behavior rather than her words. Talking too much or too little, and there is no in-between. Girls love to chat, as we all know, but is this girl talking a little too much, or not enough? If she likes you, she might not be able to resist, so watch for either of these signs since worried people tend to be either too chatty or extremely shy. You might have to take the initiative and approach her with questions if you are into her. She will ask you a billion questions. Asking you questions is a surefire indicator that a girl likes you. It's amazing, right, that she wants to find out more about you? You might wish to end a one-sided conversation if you are doing all the talking. She either has no interest in you because she is utterly bored, or she is uninterested and has nothing to add. So, to keep this easy, keep a conversation moving using open-ended questions. She's trying to discover more about you and wants you to share deeper information by asking questions that go beyond a simple yes or no answer. She is secretly gazing at you. Do you ever feel as though someone is watching you? Her eyes, if she likes you, will almost always be locked with yours. As you scan the room, you see her looking away in an instant, looking a bit ashamed to be caught, possibly because she didn't think you would catch her staring at you. She's probably interested in you if she's stealing glances from you and not just the fleeting ones. She recalls information from earlier conversations. So you've been chatting to a girl a lot, and she keeps bringing up bits and pieces from earlier conversations. You've made an impression, and she's trying to tell you she likes you. Making the decision to express your feelings to someone is scary. Instead, you should focus on the minor details. You can be very certain she cares for you if you find yourself thinking, "Wow, I can't believe she actually remembered that about me." So keep in mind that not everyone has a perfect recall. She may not overtly bring up previous discussions you've had so that you don't think she likes you as well, but it might be a case that she does happen to slip something in, and you think, she must like me. She asked me how my sister was doing when I know she had tonsillitis 3 months ago. She keeps an eye on you as she flirts with others without asking you. She wants to know how you feel about her, and she will do this by flirting with nearby people to test how you respond to them. For example, she observes you carefully because she wants to know if being around other males affects you in any way. She strikes up conversations and texts are answered immediately. In the past, a couple might get by with just a letter to their partner every few weeks. However, communication is instantaneous in the 21st century now, and there are several ways to communicate, including phone conversations, text messages, emails, social medias, so much more. So no matter how many ways there are to communicate, everyone has a right to their privacy and a break from the phone of a computer. You are on the right track with her, though, if you feel like you can hardly put your phone down before she answers your text messages. Even better would be for her to strike up the conversation. She is keeping the lines of communication open, which is important since it's obvious she wants to speak with you. In general, women show their interest in things far more delicately than the guys do, so the more you pay attention to the small signs in her body language, her physiology, and speech, the more you will appreciate her level of attraction to you.